Ah, Club 88. Do I have to go in here? I really... It's too loud in there. A maximum law! Yo, SCKZ, welcome back to the palace! You got anything interesting to tell me today? He looks at the heap of wearable computers, PDAs, and chip decks on his nearby workbench, cause I got nothing but fixing hair curlers and debugging old ladies, like you said that before. Got some metadata for you. The Red Dragon Association just got framed for industrial espionage at Ares Asia. Damn, that's cold. How'd that go down? Someone stole a prototype from Ares Asia while planting evidence. Vicious. The buzz in network is that they're getting chewed up right now over at Yao Timong? I don't know where that is. I wonder if Ares is the chewer. Wait, which part of Hong Kong is that? I don't know where that is. Let's see what I've got for you. Grab a program. Here's my surplus stack. Law grabs a nearby bin and slams it down in front of you. Check this shit out. Sniffer Decrypt Medic Killjoy. Sniffer Decrypt Magic Killjoy. I don't even know what they are. I don't need any programs. We got any new yen. I'm gonna take the new yen. I'm not gonna. I'll bill this as a data expense. Wompo recognizes the intrinsic value of information. Information is money. Boom. I got 200 bucks. It's a pleasure handling meta with you, SCKC. A little meta is like a fresh memory defragment. It makes my whole day better. Alright. I don't wanna... Do I wanna talk to him? Haven't I said everything I had? Wait. Law is speaking into the air as you approach. His bulky goggles flash with unusually diverse array of conditions lights. Yo, T0, I gotta go, man. This is the cat I was telling you about. The goggle servos whine softly as a set of lenses focus on you. Yes, CKC, what's going on? What have you been up to? Wait, were you just telling someone about me? Don't worry, T0 is Wampon. He is so cool, he's like refrigerant. So what can I hook you up with today? Tell me about Wompo. Thanks for telling me about Wompo. Alright, so he has nothing. He's got nothing. Let's go check out Ambrose. I guess we have to go into Club 88. Can they turn down the music? I know they're a club, but can they like turn it down? Ambrose. Ambrose is staring at a flat panel monitor on the wall. A local news channel is zoomed in on an ultra-modern aircraft carrier moored in Victoria Harbour. You following the UN story? A Kensai fighter wing from the Masamune did a honorary flyby of the Executive Council meeting today. They're rattling the saber hard. Nobody's being courteous as hell. Everybody's being courteous as hell, but nobody's blinking. The UN story. Kansai fighter wing from the Masamune did an honorary flyby of the Executive Council meeting today. Really? What are you talking about? The Imperial Japanese Navy, they've parked the carrier Masamune's battle group in Hong Kong for a visit. They're trying to intimidate the city. Really? Nobody's having it, not even the Japan Corps. It looks like it's being driven by some sort of weird internal Japanese pissing match. The Imperial militarists want to cow Hong Kong and bring it under the umbrella. Is that right? However, almost every megacorp, including all the Japan corps, want Hong Kong to remain independent. Tensions are high. Well, we can have a fight about it. Is there any chance that Japan will take over the Hong Kong Free Enterprise Zone? No way, not in a million years. This kind of rooster show goes down all the time. Worst that'll happen is a bunch more posturing, like the UN has an accidental fire incident with a coastal boat. Somebody test fires an anti-ship missile. The Port Authority finds the Masamune's paperwork lacking and charges them an exorbitant harbor fees. Noise like that. They're a bunch of square-haired idiots with muscle cars revving at each other. Just stay out of smuggler holes. The UN likes to go on sprees like blowing them up to show how well protected HK Hong Kong will be under the yoke. Ambrose nods in amusement. These honorary flyover fighters had live ordnance loaded. Ridiculous. Say what you will though, that Kansai multi-role fighter is a sweet bird. Ambrose ogles an up close of one of the shark-like jets on the wall screen. Twin Mitsubishi double-odd delta turbofan engines, ramjets, thrust vectoring, Generation 4 fight by wire? Hey, gorgeous. Do I have anything to worry about? Yeah, don't go into a bar full of drunk Japanese sailors with a free San Francisco t-shirt on. This whole UN drama is gonna go on like it always does. The Japanese Navy will eventually realize no one's even paying attention. Then they're gonna steam off in a huff and maybe blow a few smugglers out of the water. Happens all the time. Bar politics. I can only talk about them so much, let's move on. You came here as a runner and now you're a busted up dog. What happened? Hey, I'm not busted up yet, you insensitive jerk. I'm economy size. Ambrose erupts into laughter, slapping the side of his wheelchair. He quickly devolves into shameless giggling. He stops giggling and cocks a sober eye at you. Seriously though, that's some heavy shit. It'll take a while to tell. Do you really want to know? Sure. He appraises you quietly. Well, you're doing good, SCKC. I feel okay about telling you this. Our run went bad. Ambrose spits on the floor emphatically in clear defiance of its own prominent sanitary space no spitting sign. Real bad. They used to call me Ripshot. I was on a 10-man crew. We were led by this ex-army troll named Icebreaker, former combat engineer, brutal guy. We did shadowrunning, armed robbery, office invasion, underworld hits, anti-branding. Anti-branding. Just about anything, as long as we could make money and hide our tracks. I don't have the right etiquettes. That sounds more like a heist crew than a runner team. Anti-branding. That's usually a euphemism for attacking someone's image with a false flag terrorism. 10 people. That's huge. It was. We were Icebreaker's own little army. A lot of our work was high profile, real violent. We dumped a lot of bodies in the harbor. Jesus. Then we had this one job. Ambrose pauses. He takes a deep breath. Hey, I can sum this up real quick, otherwise I tend to get long-winded. What do you want? Give me the full story. We were breaking into a research and development facility. It was a vanilla job. Cheap rent-a-cops, flawed security system, no problem. It was going like clockwork. I was out in the command van on Overwatch. Bam! Something hit the van like a freight train. Ambrose grits his teeth. His body visibly tenses at the memory. The wall crushes in on me. There was a flash of light, then darkness, stabbing everywhere. Pressure like a mountain falling on me. Feeling crushed to a pulp, then I blacked out. His van got crushed? Ambrose falls silent. He seems to be somewhere far away in his mind. The seconds tick by. So he lost most of his limbs, right? Wait for Ambrose to continue. When I woke up again, I was in pitch darkness. I could hardly breathe. I was being burned by hot metal. The pain was indescribable. There was a shrieking, like the metal was screaming around me, and sparks. Someone was cutting through the wreck. A huge pressure lifted off me. There was a blinding light. Ambrose gives a tense sigh. He's trembling. It was our glove woman, Karen. She pulled me out of the wreck, wrenched 4 tourniquets on me, shot me up with drugs, stuffed me into a security car she'd shot up. Karen jacked me in. I couldn't even hold my head up. I thought my spine was shattered. Once I was rigged in, though, the pain in my meat didn't matter. I drove us out of there. I stayed conscious just long enough to get us to a friendly clinic. By the time I got us there, Karen was going down with brain swelling. Holy crap. Oh, Karen was also injured, but she pulled you out? Ambrose's eye seems to clear, as if he's returning from far away. We got barnstormed right proper, slaughtered. Oh, that you did, man. They crushed the command van with a front-end loader and left me for dead. Everybody but me and Karen got wiped out. Who ambushed you? Drone Control 4, you were the team rigger. How did the construction vehicle blindside you? Who ambushed you? I still don't know. Best I can figure out, it was some sort of counter-intrusion team. Maybe the whole run was a setup. How did Karen escape? Karen was carrying the first haul out when the assault team hit us. She jumped into a koi pond and lay on the bottom for about 5 minutes doing her woo-woo chi centering thing. Jumped into a koi pond and lay there for 5 minutes. They dropped a flashbang grenade into the pond to clear it. That messed her up good, burst her eardrums, gave her a concussion, ruptured the blood vessels in her eyes, nose, mouth, knocked the air out of her lungs. She stayed on the bottom for another couple minutes. Uh-huh. I once asked her what that was like. She just said, painful. That was Karen, stoic like a concrete block. Uh-huh. How did she survive? You were wrecked, Ambrose. How did you survive so much trauma? Ambrose taps the side of his head, cowardice and job security. I was always real scared of getting hurt. I'd clutched up my tactical computer with some heelwear and my headwear radio. As soon as my vitals went screwy, my trauma protocols kicked in and my radio started broadcasting my heartbeat. Well, it saved you. Karen couldn't drive. She homed in on my beacon and cut me out of the wreck with our demo saw. Then she shot me up with enough adrenaline, PMO4 and morphine to reanimate a corpse. Ambrose shivers a little at the memory. And she put 3 trauma patches on me in a row. It shredded my renal system. He taps his chair. That's why this little hot rod has an artificial liver and dialysis machine in it. They hit you with the construction vehicle. Yeah, it shoved the van right into a plasticrete wall. A nearby robot arm equipped for heavy mechanical work emphatically snaps its vice-like claw. Crushed it like a beer can. I learned something from that, tell you what. How to seriously slot someone's day. Ambrose gestures with his chin towards the clinic's false ceiling. I've got an articulated backhoe boom up there with a demolition claw. Hell with guns. Anyone ever fucks with Chrome Alley, they'll learn what high-powered hydraulics really means. Alright. Anyway, that's how it all went down. Afterwards, things were real hard for a while. Ambrose seems to take stock of himself. He breathes heavily. Tension drains from his body and he slowly relaxes. Here I am though. Ripshot no more. By the way, Ripshot is dead. Let's keep it that way. Please don't say that name to anyone, okay? Karen was an artist at faking deaths, and she made sure we both vanished. Ambrose shakes himself and rubs his eyes anxiously. Listen, SCKC, this is a stressful subject for me. We can talk more about the past another day. For now, I'm spent. Fair enough. I'm here to pick up reliable Matthew's medicine. Ambrose's brow rises in surprise for a moment. Really? Well, okay. A Waldor arm opens a cabinet and crackles through packaging. In a moment it swings over to you holding a plastic cylinder about the size of a roll of breath mints. Here you go. The arm gently sets the cylinder in your hand. What are these? Sorry, SCKC, I can't discuss a patient's treatment without permission. Confidentiality and Hippocratic Oath and all that stuff. That's not what the Hippocratic Oath is about. Yeah, whatever. It's a crock of shit anyway, right? The point is I can't talk about a patient's treatment. Inspect the cylinder. The cylinder is lettered with holographic Hanzi, Clue Blue Jazz, non-smoker version. It has a stylized illustration of a laid-back lounge lizard of a man wearing a zoot suit and smoking a cigarillo. Through the semi-transparent plastic, you can see a stack of what looks like tiny pills or chips. Those are drugs, right? Socialite, search your memory for what this might be. Gang, search your memory for what this might be. Biotech 4, medically evaluate the cylinder. It's drugs. It's jazz. Isn't jazz one of the drugs you can buy at Club 88? Return your attention to Ambrose. Pocket the cylinder. Thanks, SCKZ. He'll be happy to get those. You mentioned essence. Tell me about it. Sure, what do you want to know? Ambrose taps his wheelchair with his 3 fingers eagerly. It's fascinating stuff. What exactly is essence? Ambrose gives an exaggerated shrug, pursing his lips. Well, I'm not sure. It's life force, sort of. Essence is like the ability of the spirit to recognize and stay connected to the body. So it's magic. Like it's how magic, it's how the game explains the relationship between magic and your body. The ability of the spirit to recognize and stay connected to the body. Augmenting the body reduces our essence. I mean, you're basically reducing your body and replacing it with robot parts. When our essence is exhausted, the spirit quits the body and we die. Okay. There's this popular idea that essence is disrupted when we attach non-human things to our nervous system, but that's only kinda true. If you install a data jack or a bionic arm, that's definitely a lot of neural interface. However, if you get bone lacing or dermal armor, those don't have much neural interface, right? But they still murder on your essence. The body still recognizes them as alien and invasive. So there's something more to essence than just the neural interface. So why? Okay, so like dermal armor is skin armor. What's the difference between just wearing a Kevlar vest versus dermal armor? Why does one cause essence loss but not the other? There are all sorts of weird theories about essence as biospiritual integrity and stuff. I've tried to read some of the medical papers, but it was like trying to drive a go-kart through a blackberry thicket. How do I know what it really is? It's magic. Is there any way to restore lost essence? Nope, but there's a ton of research going into it, like hundreds of millions of new yen a year. The person who figures out how to restore essence is going to change the world. Think about it, we might be able to achieve full biological regeneration or even resurrection of the dead. I wouldn't need replacement parts, I might just be able to grow my own body back. That'd be something else. Can I install cyberware below 0 essence? I mean, you can, but you'd be dead. You'd be a corpse. No, you drop below 0 essence, you die. Ambrose shakes his head emphatically, face grim. Every hardcore street soldier asks that. Trust me, there's no way to do it. However, it seems like people can cultivate the ability to carry a little more cyberware. Theorists think it's really just making the essence you've got go further. Ambrose taps his 3 fingers on his paunch thoughtfully. As long as we're bullshitting though, there's a lot of rumors about cyber zombies, corporate experiments in deep augmentation, going into negative essence. Hell, there's even some convincing evidence posted by runners that these experiments exist, but no credible medical entity has ever recognized proof. If the tech is out there, it's light years beyond anything you'll find on the streets. Do I think the corps are doing the research? Of course, why not? But does it work? I've got no idea. Why don't you get some clone limbs? Those don't take essence. I've got the ACHIS. ACHIS, Acquired Cybernetic Hyperimmunity Syndrome. My body rejects all sorts of mods in biotech. My body now thinks the chrome is legitimate, and everything else is an intruder. What? Your body thinks the chrome is legitimate, and everything else is an intruder, so you can't get biotech. I've got a list of over 70 things I'm now allergic to, including bioimplants, so no clone limbs for me, kind of a bummer. No horseradish either, no carrots. No barbiturates. Man, I used to love horseradish. How is essence measured? Oh, there's a zillion different systems for measuring essence, but everyone on the street just uses the rule of 6. The rule says the body has an index of 6 essence, and all augmentations can be loosely scored on how much they reduce that number. It was originally the Meddev-Durack Bioholism Index after 2 early researchers. They figured that the body had 6 parts, and they observed that replacing a limb with an early cyber prosthetic took around 1/6 of a person's capacity. They developed a theory that cyber capacity was based on body regions. Each region could have up to 100% cyber, and the whole body added up to 600%, which is written as 6. Turns out the whole theory was flawed, and body region doesn't matter much for essence cost, but the rule of 6 was easy and intuitive, so it stuck, we still use it. Ambrose gives you a crooked smile. Eyes glittering. Essence is cool stuff, cool stuff. At the end of the day, I don't know what it is. I just know I'm almost out of it. Right. So he's basically lost he's lost 3.5 limbs, is that right? So he's got a lot of chrome in his head. And he's got some chrome in his body too, so he's only got like 1 essence left probably. Maybe like half. Alright, goodbye Ambrose, time for me to go.